Welcome to the Moon Manifesting Podcast with Kyra Howearth. Hi, I'm Kyra, business astrologer, moon manifesting mama, author, teacher, and mentor. I teach you how to harness the energy of the moon, stars, and cosmos so you can manifest your dreams and discover a deeper purpose to your life. Hey there, welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. My name is Kyra Howearth, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all about harnessing your natural essence, and by that I mean tuning into your sun sign. So, sun signs, I feel like everyone knows about their sun sign, probably even from when you were a little kid. You probably had a strong understanding already of you were born on this certain day, so that means you are a Gemini or you're a Leo or you're a Taurus or whatever you were based on your birthday. You don't need to be an astrologer to work out your sun sign. Most people know their sun sign from quite an early age. I know I definitely knew I was a Gemini from a young age. My family was into astrology or whatever. I just looked in the newspaper and Gemini from 21st of May to 21st of June or whatever it said. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm a Gemini. We often know our sun signs. But the thing is that a lot of the time, our sun signs may not resonate with us. And that's kind of what I'm getting more into in this episode. And so this episode is really for you if you have a sun sign and you don't really resonate with it, and how to harness the energy of your sun sign so that you can be your authentic self, so that you can really step into your authenticity. Because our sun sign really is about our inner essence, our authenticity. And even if we resonate with it or not, there's still so much that we can get from our sun sign. And I know that I often we'll talk about our moon sign and our rising sign and all these different things on the podcast. I feel like I've often neglected sun signs, even though it is probably the most obvious thing in astrology. That's what this episode is all about. We're talking all about our sun signs. So why is your sun sign so important? So first up, our sun sign is really important because it is our natural essence. It is who we are. It is our inner vibration. It's who we are on a soul level. And the sun is constantly moving through the zodiac, right? And so you'll find that at different times of the year, we can feel these different energies. So when the sun is in Gemini, whether you're a Gemini sun or not, whatever zodiac placements you have, we all feel that sun in Gemini energy. We all feel a bit more social. We all want to have a chat for a bit longer, or we want to connect with our friends, or we want to go out and about places, or read books, or take courses, or that sort of thing. And then when the sun moves into Cancer, we all feel that energy where we kind of turn a bit more inwards. We're a bit more sensitive. We maybe focus a bit more on our home and family life and creating comfort for ourselves. So we all feel this energy. So regardless of whether you believe in astrology or not, but chances are if you're here, you do. But when you're born, your sun sign has a huge role on who you are because you're born with that energy. So if you're born when the sun is in Gemini, you were born with that sun in Gemini energy, whether you like it or not. So our sun sign is really important. And there's so much that you can learn from your sun sign. I'm going to talk now about what if you don't resonate with your sun sign, and how to then tune in to your sun sign. What if you don't resonate with your sun sign? So this is something that has really been important to me because for the longest time, I did not feel like a Gemini sun. At school, I was the quietest girl at school. I had teachers like always say to me, Kyra, like, you know, talk. I would sit there so quiet during class. I wouldn't even raise my hand to answer the questions, even though, like, not to brag or anything, but I was like one of the smartest kids in class. I was really highly intelligent, which is like such a Gemini trait. But I wouldn't talk. I was really shy. I felt really socially awkward. And I still kind of make jokes sometimes, like that I'm a really socially awkward Gemini. I am a bit. But the thing is, sometimes we don't immediately resonate with our sun sign because our sun sign is all about who we are learning to be in this lifetime. So if that is you, if you're also a socially awkward Gemini, or maybe, you know, you're another zodiac sun sign, but you don't resonate with that energy, keep in mind that your sun sign is who you are growing into, that you are learning how to be your sun sign in this lifetime. So our moon sign will often resonate us with, I'm getting so tongue-tied here, guys. Our moon sign will often resonate with us on a more deeper level. Especially as children, we are often more ruled by our moon signs during childhood because our moon sign is who we already are. Our moon sign is like our inner world, our emotions, our feelings. And so we often more resonate with our moon sign, particularly as we grow up. And then maybe as we like come into our teenagehood and into adulthood, we'll start to resonate a bit more with our sun sign. Although I guess during teenage years, we probably more resonate with rising sign. Just reflecting on this now. But anyway, our sun sign, it's often where we need to grow into, right? So for me, being a Gemini sun, like I said, I was always so shy and socially awkward. But during my adulthood, I have been learning more about how to be a Gemini. And I've been actively doing this for a few years now, like always kind of having that thought in the back of my mind, like, how can I be a better Gemini? And maybe not in those specific words, but more like being really conscious about, like, how can I start up a conversation in this moment? Or like, how can I, be a bit more non-socially awkward? Or like, how can I share my ideas more effectively? How can I communicate, or things like that, where I can lean more into that natural essence of my sun sign. So let's go through the 12 zodiac signs and what that means for you for your sun sign, to understand more about that energy of what you're meant to be growing into in this lifetime. I do find that harnessing our sun sign is really important, and I've been noticing this more lately as I've been observing other people, and also noticing how they've said to me in various situations how they don't necessarily resonate with their sun sign, but then when I see them in action, it's like, you really actually are your sun sign when you are expressing your authentic self. So yeah, it's so important, I feel, to lean into our sun signs, especially if we don't resonate with it, because we have this amazing potential to really lean into that sun sign energy, and live to our highest potential. Okay, so let's talk about the sun through all 12 zodiac signs. So if your sun is in Aries, then your natural essence is all about being determined and courageous, maybe stepping up and being a leader, taking action, not holding yourself back. Sun in Aries people are often highly motivated. They will just be go, go, go. They will do the things, maybe not without thinking it through. They'll just often do things and then kind of regret it later or something. But yeah, if that's your sun sign, if Aries is your sun sign, maybe lean into that energy. How can you stop holding yourself back and take that courageous action? Be more brave, be more Aries. Find motivation. If motivation is your problem, how could you be more motivated? How could you be more self-motivated? Because Aries is really about the self, discovering yourself, discovering your authenticity, and letting that shine as well. So yeah, being more in tune with yourself and being really motivated to go after things in life that you want, rather than trying to please others, but doing what you want. If your sun sign is Taurus, then the Taurus energy is really slow and grounded and calm, and it can be quite peaceful as well. So for you, if your sun is in Taurus, then that is the sort of energy that you're meant to be leaning into in this lifetime. How can you be more calm, more mindful, maybe a bit more like practical and methodical as well? Like taking your time, going at a slow and steady pace, rather than rushing into things like a bull at a gate, like an Aries. Don't be like an Aries, be more like a Taurus, and take things like down a notch, maybe even taking a step back before you take 2 steps forward. And that will really help you harness that natural essence. You may find that you get more clarity when you do take that step back and when you slow yourself down a bit and take a more calm and mindful approach, rather than just like rushing into things and feeling really unprepared. If your sun sign is Gemini, in this lifetime, you are meant to be more social, more talkative, and sharing your ideas with others, like finding ways to express your thoughts and the inner workings of your mind with others. So whether that's through like writing or speaking or some other like communication form, like you are naturally probably a really good writer. Like you probably would find it really easy to sit down and author a book, or to start a podcast, or to have your own radio show, or to start a blog or something like that, where you are able to regularly talk about things and to share your ideas. So yeah, challenge for you, Gemini suns, just share, talk about stuff that's going on in your world. Like even social media can come really easily to Gemini suns, because it's a really good platform where you can just share short snippets of stuff, rather than having to like, sit down and like write a full essay or like a whole book. And that can be a bit more challenging for Geminis. We kind of like the short, sharp type of sharing of information. If your sun is in Cancer, your natural essence is about being sensitive and comfortable with your personal life, and making sure that you're feeling emotionally secure. So for Cancer suns, I find that often they will shut down and become really quite defensive and put up these walls to protect their vulnerability, because inside they are so precious and sensitive and like often highly empathic. Like they can really feel what other people are feeling. So for you, for Cancer suns, you really would benefit from leaning into that sensitivity, trusting your gut feelings and trusting those sensitivities, and using your intuition as a way of like leading the way forward with your life choices, rather than like protecting yourself and staying close and like even just staying home and like staying in your comfort zone. Like you would probably really benefit from like even doing work where you can express your sensitive emotions. You'll often find Cancer suns make really good nurses or vets. And I really love like the vet sort of work for Cancer suns, because you can use that sensitivity. You can feel like what the animals are feeling if you're like a vet or another sort of animal worker, or if you're a nurse or even a teacher, where you can help care for other people. You can use your sensitivity to really help other people and help other people feel more comfortable. So yeah, that's you if you're a Cancer sun. Help, like use your sensitivities to help other people feel more comfortable. If you are a Leo sun, you guys are here to shine your light and help other people shine their authentic light as well. I really love observing Leos, because they They can be really out there sometimes and really fearless and courageous about just sharing their light with other people without caring what other people think, which is such a beautiful thing. Leo suns can be really quite playful and fun as well. They don't often like to take things too seriously. They really just want to play and have fun. So if that's you, if you're a Leo sun, these are the energies for you to lean into. How could you make life more playful and fun? How can you maybe connect with creativity in your life? Do things that are more creative rather than like being really structured and keeping yourself like stuck in a certain way. Like, how can you give yourself a bit more freedom to play and inject like more color and creativity in things, as well as like shining your light and helping others to shine their light too. If your sun is in Virgo, you guys are naturally like really good at organizing not only yourself, but organizing things around you. So people may often turn to you because they know that you will have plans set in place. They know that you're highly organized, that you probably have like a schedule all planned out for like the next 6 months or something like that. Like you keep track of things, like you probably always will have like a diary to keep track of like all your appointments and everything. And you probably like are really organized with like your budget and things like that, where you just know in advance because you're so organized. Like you have everything just set out in your life in a really organized and practical way. You're probably also the sort of person that would like a meal plan and like sort out your clothes in like a really like methodical, practical way, so that in the morning it's just really easy to be like, okay, this is what I'm wearing today. It's already set out and like laid out. So you can be like a bit pedantic and a bit like OCD at times, because like you really thrive on having that high level of organization in your life. So if you're listening to this and you're a Virgo sun and you're thinking, well, that's not true because I'm not organized at all, this is the energy that you're meant to be leaning into in this lifetime. This is how you can become more Virgo. Get yourself a diary, set yourself up a spreadsheet or whatever it is that you need to do so that you can feel more organized in your life. Yeah, like a Virgo suns, this is your superpower, being organized. Now, if you're a Libra sun, Libra suns are like the peacekeepers of the zodiac. So if you are a Libra sun, your natural essence is where you can keep the peace. You can create more harmony between other people. You naturally probably find yourself playing the peacemaker in situations in your life. Like often if there's like conflicts between family members or colleagues or friends, you are often probably stepping into the role of counselor or mediator to resolve those conflicts and to bring your friends or family or whatever it is back into harmony again. You really thrive on keeping the peace in situations. And so for that reason, Libra suns will often find themselves working in law or areas of like similar sort of industries where they can keep the peace between people. Counseling, like I said, is another good area for Libras to go into because they can keep the peace between people. Libra suns can also be quite creative in a way that they have a really fine eye for beauty and fine art. Not like a Leo, whereas Leo is more like, you know, like fun creativity, sort of like a Jackson Pollock style artwork. Whereas Libra is more like I don't know, like Monet or something like that, like really fine art, really detailed fine art, or like even like fine wine tasting where you like, you know, like smelling the bouquet of the wine and that sort of thing. Like, because you have this real like appreciation for the finer things in life. And yeah, again, if you're a Libra sun and you're like, well, that's not me, I encourage you to lean into this energy because this will really help you thrive and lean into that natural essence. You have the potential to be this beautiful peacekeeper with a really fine eye for detail and an appreciation of the finer things in life. Okay, so if your sun is in Scorpio, whoa, you guys are really like deep and mysterious. I have to laugh. Like so many times I meet people and Scorpio suns, like I can mostly pick them out because they are often the ones who are wearing all black. My husband is a Scorpio sun, and the other day we were about to go out and he looked at me and like he looked down at his clothes and he's like, am I wearing too much black? And he's like wearing like, you know, black jacket, black shirt, black pants. And I was like, no, you look fine. You look like a Scorpio. But I see so many Scorpios and like they will often wear all black. So it's really funny. But anyway, I digress. Scorpio suns, wear more black. But no, seriously, Scorpio suns, you guys are often really quite mysterious, but also quite psychic. Like you really can have this natural ability for seeing things that aren't there, for feeling into things that aren't obvious to other people around you. Like you can often have like a sixth sense or really strong intuition, and you can just know things without even like having like a logical explanation or something. Like you just have this psychic gift. So if you're a Scorpio sun and you're listening to this and you're like, hey, I am like so not psychic, let me tell you that you absolutely have the potential to be like really highly intuitive. You just need to lean more into it. Like perhaps you've been blocking yourself from those psychic abilities. Like maybe you're someone who has always had really vivid dreams and now you just kind of repress your dreams and you like stop yourself from dreaming because like they were just too intense. But as a Scorpio sun, like maybe that's your superpower. Maybe you can help other people decode their dreams because you have such a good experience with your own dreams. So things like that, like Scorpio suns, you really have the potential to really lean into these like psychic and intuitive abilities that you have. Scorpio suns are also really powerful at creating transformation. And some of the Scorpio suns that I do know in my personal life, they have either gone through an amazing transformation, or I can see like they have this really amazing potential to go through this transformation, like weight loss transformation, or like, you know, being raised like in poverty and then like growing up to be millionaires, or things like this where they have this amazing potential to like kind of be reborn, kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Scorpio suns, like you are the phoenix rising from the ashes. So never forget that. Like I often feel like Scorpio suns, they are often born into this world in hard situations, but because they have the potential to completely transform their lives and pull themselves out of those situations that they were born into. All right, so Sagittarius suns, you're up next. If you are a Sagittarius sun, you, in this lifetime, your natural essence is all about like going really deep, like maybe finding your own philosophy on the world. You will often find yourself naturally attracted to reading or learning, studying, traveling, exploring. You can often be really worldly, and you may often even seem quite mature from a young age because you have read so much and you have so much knowledge and wisdom inside you, and you can really appear like to be quite intelligent and like really deep and mature, like I said, from a young age, because you just have that innate ability to absorb information, to apply that wisdom in your own life. So yeah, if you are a Sagittarius sun, this is like your potential. You really have this potential to be this wise person, this really all-knowing person with, yeah, just like so much wisdom and knowledge to share with other people. Sagittarius suns can often make really good teachers as well, because they often will like spend so much time studying and gaining wisdom and knowledge that they kind of come to this point in life where they can kind of flip that energy and share that knowledge and wisdom with other people, and yeah, become this really amazing teacher. So yeah, that's you. If you're a Sagittarius sun, that's what you have the potential to become by harnessing that natural energy by exploring the world around you, gaining knowledge, and then sharing that wisdom with others. So if you are a sun in Capricorn, the potential for you guys is to become really like strategic and self-disciplined with your long-term goals. So Capricorn suns can often have like this, like a really amazing plan for their future. And sometimes like they can have these really high standards and expectations of themselves. And they can often feel really let down when they don't meet those goals or those standards or expectations, because they often will set the bar quite high. And like this is perfect. Like you will often find yourself like setting these high expectations and wanting to like go do these things. And instead of like getting disappointed because you haven't reached those goals, maybe try breaking down those big goals into smaller chunks so that they are more achievable. So like Capricorn suns, you will probably benefit from like setting those big goals, but then saying, okay, this is where I'm going to be in 5 years time, or this is where I'm going to be in 10 years time, rather than just being like really ambitious and being like, okay, I'm going to achieve this amazing goal by next week. Because I know like Capricorn suns, like you are naturally like really ambitious and driven and motivated. But yeah, sometimes you just need to kind of reframe that in your mind about how to make that a longer term goal, rather than like running out of steam because you're like putting so much into it and it's just not happening fast enough. Having that longer term outlook can be really helpful to help you to harness that natural essence. Because Capricorn suns, you guys are really strategic, or you have the potential to be really strategic, and to really like challenge yourself, to like be self-disciplined and consistent. And by showing up like regularly and committing towards your goals, you really do have that superpower to achieve those big goals. Whereas other people might really struggle to do that because they think, oh wow, it's like too far in the future. They just can't comprehend that. Whereas like you're probably already saving for retirement, like, you know, when you're 20. And if you're a Capricorn sun and you're laughing, like, yep, I know. I know you guys. Like, yeah, very future focused. And that is really your superpower. And if you're a Capricorn sun and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, like I'm 50 and I haven't even started saving for retirement and I want to retire in like 5 years, like, like this is where you can really lean into that natural essence of your sun sign and be determined to make that happen. And you can, like, you know, really, if you want to retire in 5 years' time, you could make that happen. Make a strategic plan and go for it. You can do this. Long-term goals are your jam, Capricorn suns. Okay, so on to the next sun sign, and that is Aquarius. If your sun is in Aquarius, then your natural essence is all about like being unconventional and outside the box, rather than fitting to the norms and fitting to like the traditional ways and like, yeah, trying to fit in with the crowd. You really have the potential to step outside of that and to become like more individual and more unique, and yeah, not like letting anything hold you back from shining that unique light that you have to share with the world. You really shine when it comes to like coming up with new solutions. You are probably like a natural inventor, probably always coming up with like these creative and maybe even a bit crazy ideas. You may be seen as like a bit weird and wacky at times. Like you may come across as like naturally just someone who just kind of doesn't fit in. You may come up like you may have like an unconventional upbringing, where like, yeah, maybe your home and family life was just a bit different as you were growing up, or even it still might be a bit different than other people. But as an Aquarius sun, I encourage you to embrace this. Like share all those things with other people that make you feel a bit weird and wacky, all those unique things that really are uniquely you. And if your sun sign is Pisces, the last of the zodiac signs, sun in Pisces, you guys have the amazing potential to be really creative and dreamy and really in touch with the spiritual realm, really embrace that. And I can't tell you how many times I come across Pisces suns and I say this to them and they're like, oh, you know what? That doesn't really resonate with me. I'm so not creative. I'm not really intuitive or anything else that a Pisces is supposed to be. But the thing is, this is your potential. This is where you can really lean into this energy and discover those hidden talents and discover those hidden gifts. Even if it doesn't resonate with you yet, this is like really where you have this great potential to really shine. So yeah, if you are a Pisces sun, I encourage you to explore your intuitive gifts. Like maybe play with some oracle or tarot cards once in a while, or write down your dreams and decode your dreams, or get out a paintbrush or sketchbook or whatever it is and have a go at creating something just because it feels good to create something, and to create that vision from your head onto paper or something like that, where you can just feel free to be your Pisces self. This is really where you have this huge potential to really tune into those hidden gifts. And Pisces, like the Pisces energy is already really quite hidden and like unconscious energy, where it's like really like hidden, like in the unknown. So yeah, I feel like the Pisces energy isn't always obvious, but there is so much potential there for you to tap into it, to tap into that creativity and that hidden psychic ability. So one more thing that I do want to say about sun signs, particularly if you feel like you don't resonate with your sun sign, is that if you're born on what they call the cusp, so generally, like let's use Gemini and Cancer as an example, like the sun will move generally from Gemini into Cancer around the 21st of June. So sometimes if you're born on the 21st of June, you might grow up thinking, I'm a Cancer. But then maybe you'll pull up your astrology chart, or you'll get an astrology reading done or something, and you'll actually discover that you're a Gemini. And so forth, like with all the other zodiac signs. Like if you're born around that time when the sun could be in either sign, you really won't know until you actually pull up your chart, because the sun does move into the zodiac signs like on a different day and different time every year. It's roughly around the same day every year, but it can just vary depending on things like, when we have a leap year and it just changes very, very slightly from year to year. So if you definitely don't resonate with your sun sign, that is something that is very helpful to look into. And that's something that I can do for you if you are one of those people who were born on the cusp and you really just don't know for sure which sun sign is actually most accurate for you. You can book a reading through the show notes below, and I'd be more than happy to not only look at your chart to find exactly what your sun sign is, but also do like a more thorough natal chart reading for you to help you understand not only more about your sun sign, but all the other signs on your chart as well, so that you can understand more about how to lean into your natural essence and be the person who you are meant to be. Getting a natal chart reading is a really empowering way to understand more about yourself, about who you are on a really authentic level. And I find that once people find out more about who they are, it's kind of like a permission slip that allows them to really be that person. So like using myself as an example here, as a Gemini sun, even though I never really resonated that when I was younger, as I grew older and learned more about astrology and had astrology readings done for me, I really kind of took that as a permission slip to be more Gemini, and especially learning, as I had these other planets in Gemini as well, there's this strong Gemini energy on my chart. It made me realize just how important it was to actually step into that energy, even though it felt awkward and stuff at times. And now I even know why it's kind of awkward for me, like looking at my chart and understanding like the different things that are going on, like why I never really resonated with that. But that's a whole other episode. But yeah, I would love to help you, decode more about your sun sign and learn more about harnessing your natural essence. If that's something that you're struggling with, if you are struggling with your authenticity and you're feeling really lost with who you are and just need some more guidance on how you can shine your light, you can book a reading below in the show notes. So I hope that this episode was really helpful for you. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your sun sign and whether what I said about your sun sign, if that resonated with you, or if it didn't resonate with you, let me know as well. Depending on where you're listening from today, you can either comment below or you can jump onto Instagram and let me know over there. You will find me at kyrahowearth.official. And I would love to know what resonated with you most from this episode. Well, I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and I will be back on the Moon Manifesting podcast to chat with you really soon. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll speak with you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Moon Manifesting podcast. If you're wanting more moon magic, check out my book, Moon Manifesting. Download your free Moon Manifesting calendar or connect with me on social media. You can do all of that at kyrahowearth.com.au. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll speak with you in the next episode.